These are my 2024 Bash in Berlin predictions. With only 5 matches on the card, this seems like it's going to be another one of those Triple H international pay-per-views where it seems like there should be more matches, but there probably is a good reason as to why there isn't. All 5 matches seem like they belong on this show, and I'm really excited for the quality of wrestling that we're going to have. And if you're looking for somebody to watch along the show with this Saturday, I will be live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time for the pre-show and at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the main show. So come hang out with us this Saturday and watch Bash in Berlin. But without further ado, let's get right into this thing. So leave a like on this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and turn those notifications on so you never miss another upload. Now, let's get into this thing. Alright, so let's start things off here with Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. This whole feud came about because Cody Rhodes wanted to pay back Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens didn't want a title match for some reason. Look, if I'm Kevin Owens, I gotta be questioning everything about me, because this goes completely against the grain of everything that he stands for. He's a prize fighter. He is a man who fights with a purpose. He fights for a better life for his family, and Cody Rhodes offering up that better chance, offering up that opportunity, and the fact that he said no makes me wonder, is Kevin Owens actually a changed man? No, he's not. He is most certainly not a changed man, and that prize fighter is still very much within him. Kevin Owens is going to turn heel. He's not winning this thing, all right? So my official prediction is Cody Rhodes is going to beat Kevin Owens, but after the match, we're going to see Cody showing a little sign of respect, and Kevin is going to pull the trigger. Owens turns heel on Cody Rhodes after the match, setting up another match at the following pay-per-view, Bad Blood. And like, there really isn't too much more that I can say about the Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens match. I think the match is going to be fine. I think it's going to be very much enjoyable to watch, but I don't expect Kevin Owens to become the champion here. I don't think anybody in their right mind expects Kevin Owens to win the title. Cody Rhodes' title really doesn't feel like it's in jeopardy again, which unfortunately is like the common theme of Cody Rhodes' title defenses. He's going up against people that he should beat, and he should move on as champion. And I don't see them taking the title off of Cody for Kevin Owens, but they need more heels over on Friday Night SmackDown, and Kevin Owens is the perfect heel for Cody Rhodes. You can get a couple more pay-per-views out of this if you really wanted to, or at least a couple more matches. So I'm here for it. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens going to take that L and turn heel afterwards, but it's going to be a great matchup. I'm really excited to see the actual in-ring competition between them. Now let's move on to the next matchup, something that has a lot of storyline involved with it. It is Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan versus the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Now, when it comes to this match, there's a couple ways they can go about it. They can absolutely have the Terror Twins dominate Liv and Dom, and on the surface, that seems like a good idea, right? You have these two menacing foes being built up, and they are over with the fans. They are incredibly popular right now, so it makes sense to maybe keep their momentum moving forward. However, I don't think that's going to happen here at Bash in Berlin. I think we're setting up a lot of stuff for Bad Blood, and that's going to be kind of the common theme here with my predictions. If you want to check out where I'm kind of going with these, you can take a look at my way too early Bad Blood predictions that I did earlier. But for this match here, this has to be the continuation of the story as opposed to the end of the story. You can't have Damian and Rhea win this thing, and I'm sorry to everybody who wants to see them win, but like, you just can't have it happen now. That would completely derail all the momentum Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio do have going for them. Remember how a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, we saw the Terror Twins destroy the Judgment Day and stand tall, and everybody's like, how did that happen? How are we booking the Terror Twins to be this strong? It's devaluing Liv, it's devaluing Dom, it's devaluing Finn and JD, and no, not really Carlito because he's just kind of there, but it's devaluing the group, and as a result, what they did is they course corrected and started booking them stronger as a unit. That dies if Liv and Dom lose, in my opinion. I think that you absolutely need to have Dom and Liv go over in this matchup, and it needs to be a sneaky, sneaky win. How do we get it? Finn Balor distracting Damian Priest and having Dominic Mysterio roll up Damian. You keep this common theme going with Liv Morgan being the key to his success. He has now beaten his dad twice, and if he can beat Damian Priest, man, Dominic Mysterio would be riding a high. So I think you have Dominic Mysterio roll up Damian Priest after a Finn Balor distraction, and that gives Dirty Dom the win, and you can move into Bad Blood, where you could then have Finn Balor versus Damian, and you could have Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. And hell, if you wanted to, this would be really fun. Put Dominic in a shark cage. Have him hanging high above the ring for Liv versus Rhea. I would be so here for it. Now let's talk about the tag team title match between Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Credit where credit is due. WWE has attempted to get the Unholy Union over and have given them a couple of wins during their title reign, which is good stuff because they really do need to be elevated up that card, especially if they're going to be taken seriously as tag team champions. However, this is going to go in two different directions in my opinion. It's either going to be an outright title win for Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, which results in the split of Bianca and Jade, or we're putting the titles back on Bianca and Jade because they're not ready to pull the trigger on that feud yet. And I am leaning towards the back half of that. The Unholy Union clearly got the title win in Scotland because they wanted to give the hometown crowd a pop for the baby faces in their hometown. You know what I mean? They wanted to get that hometown pop, if you will. But that's done. It's over with. The experiment is kind of done, and people are just not really getting behind the Unholy Union. Could a clean-cut win over Bianca and Jade be a way to get them over? Sure. And they might go in that direction. But, if they're not splitting Bianca and Jade, they might as well put the tag titles back on them. They're too damn good. They're awesome. Then if you're not splitting them, then what are we doing just having them be in the background? Put them in the foreground, put the titles back on them, get some more matches. People will care about the women's tag team titles even more as a result. So my official prediction, Jade and Bianca win back the tag team titles. Now let's get into the strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Now this is what is called a four-corner strap match, and what the goal of this matchup is to touch the four corners of the turnbuckles in succession without your opponent stopping you. Kind of a weird concept if you've never seen the match before, as it is a little difficult to understand what that may look like. My own real true experience of watching a four-corner strap match is Savio Vega versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I gotta be honest, I don't love the four-corner stipulation. To me, it's a little bit like a kendo stick on a pole match or something along those lines, where the wrestlers are overly dramatically trying to reach for whatever on that pole. It's kind of the same thing with the four corners matchup. They're overly dramatic trying to reach for them. However, it is a cool enough concept that has a lot of old school fans, if you will, is a great way to put it. There's a lot of people who will like this matchup, and it's worth being open-minded going into. Now, it also gives us the ability for CM Punk to beat Drew McIntyre, get his win back without pinning Drew McIntyre, and I think that's the whole purpose behind this being a four corners matchup, because we need to get to the third match, right? We need to have CM Punk even this thing up. He needs to tie the series 1-1 with Drew McIntyre, and it needs to be settled in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. That's my opinion. That's what I think a lot of people's opinions are, and it needs to be CM Punk walking out with the win over Drew McIntyre. And then we have our main event. We have Randy Orton versus Gunther, and I am absolutely convinced this is going to be the main event. This needs to be a homecoming for Gunther. I don't know if they're going to present Gunther as the babyface and Randy as the heel, because something tells me Randy's still going to get cheered, and I don't think they're going to start presenting Randy as a bad guy, because he's incredibly over with the American crowd, and he's incredibly over worldwide as well. So this will be interesting to see what the dynamic of Gunther and Randy Orton's matchup will be with the fans. I'm really expecting this to be one of, if not the best match on the card. This should be the show stealer. Both are legends already. Gunther is the longest reigning IC champion of all time, and Randy Orton is Randy freaking Orton. They are going to put on an absolute banger of a matchup, and I'm interested because they could put the title on Randy, right? What they did on Monday Night Raw, where they solidified Randy Orton and the World Heavyweight Championship being synonymous with each other, talking about how he's the youngest World Heavyweight Champion of all time, talking about how he was the one who retired the belt when he unified it with the WWE Championship. Randy Orton and the World Heavyweight Championship go together. They're stuck like glue. And to see Randy Orton maybe be in this position where he could win this thing again, geez, it's possible. It is very possible he could walk out with the championship, and they could go in a completely different direction than we're all expecting. We expect Gunther to have a long run, and it could be a short run. But I don't really believe everything I just said. I don't really think that Randy Orton is walking out of champion in Berlin. I don't see it happening. I want to see Randy Orton get that title again someday. I think it would be really cool. And if there's anybody who deserves to break Ric Flair's record, you could argue it should be Randy Orton. The dude's been a lifer in WWE, over 20 years in this company. It's been over 20 years, well, just over 20 years since he won the World Heavyweight Championship in 2004. This guy is a legend. He is an icon, and in many ways, he is the prototypical pro wrestler. JBL used to say it. If you could build a pro wrestler from the ground up, it would look like Randy Orton, and it's hard to argue. So if Randy Orton is going to get the job done, it would be amazing to see, but I don't see it happening in Berlin, and I see Gunther walking out still your world heavyweight champion. Now, there is an entire possibility that there could be more matches added to this card after Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know, as this is recorded Tuesday night after NXT, but if anything extra is added, I will obviously talk about it during my streams, as we will be live this Saturday covering all the action from Berlin. We're also going to be live this Friday with the kickoff show at 10 a.m. Yes, you heard that correctly. The kickoff show live from Berlin at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. I'll be here covering all of that with you. But this show certainly could be a really good one. It really should deliver in the ring. And I think it should deliver story-wise, but I don't expect any surprises from this show. I think this is going to be one of the more predictable episodes of the year. I've been wrong before, and predictable doesn't instantly mean bad, but I think we're going in the direction of like the obvious winners winning. It's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. And also making sure you leave that like on this video. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Turn all your notifications on as we upload videos literally every single day. So if you like what you see here, then make sure you subscribe. And also, everybody, one last plug. We've got a great Patreon going on over. We got lots of content over there. So if you like what you see here, I know that you're going to like what you see over on Patreon. Try it for a month and you'll fall in love with it. All right, thank you so much for watching. You guys take care and have yourself a wonderful rest of your week.